Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.D.s here, back in another video. It's taken me quite a while to upload videos because so far this May I haven't been doing too well mentally and things like that. And also at the moment I've got a few guests or friends of the family staying at the house, so I do like to have the house empty, or have as few distractions as possible, so that when my mum's sleeping or when she's up in her room and I'm less likely to be disturbed, that's when I like to make YouTube videos. So so that's one of the reasons why, or these are the reasons why my mental health and the fact that I haven't had the house free to myself or enough to make videos is the reason why I haven't made so many recently. So I just thought I'd cover that point. Unfortunately today I've had a bit of ideas overload. As it's the 23rd, and the number 23 to me reminds me of, or makes me think of, fundraising or charity or philanthropy or ideas like that. I hoped to focus on that sort of thing, but I didn't quite manage to plan or focus as well as I'd like. Anyway, this is another one of my football videos. Football is one of my main passions in life, as you could probably tell if you watched my channel for long enough. And here are some of my dreams for Inter Milan. And as I often say, I hope that I don't repeat too many of my ideas, because on Mondays I like to do like Milan Mondays or Monza Mondays to talk about ideas for Monza and AC and Inter Milan in Italy. And I have this strange thing, as I've talked before about again, where I support all the Italian teams. So I made some for AC Milan and Inter Milan. I know I'm very quirky, so I'm probably the only person who can make videos for both or ideas, or talk about ideas for both of those teams. So I suppose I'm unique, if you like. I suppose it'd be boring if everyone's the same. Anyway, I hope that a lot of my ideas will be new and original and won't be too repetitive from previous videos. So as my brother's gone out shopping, I hope to finish this video before he comes back. So I'll probably be quite quick with my list of my ideas. So here goes. So number one, I dream for companies such as maybe Microsoft. With my alliterations, I dream for companies like Microsoft, possibly McDonald's, and other companies that begin with M or I, because Inter Milan, to invest in Inter Milan, and also because it's like Inter, which is short for Internationale, which is international, sorry, in English, I think. Because of that, I would love to see as much international investment as possible from companies like Microsoft and McDonald's and companies like that. Number two, trying to remember my train of thought. Sorry, I was thinking of making this video for a while, so I've forgotten some ideas. But yeah, I'd love for people like Elon Musk, again going with my alliterations, Musk, to invest in Inter Milan as well. Yeah, so companies that begin with I and companies that begin with M, perhaps as many of them as possible. Number three, the P.I.F, which was, there was a rumor that the P.I.F, or there is, I don't know if it's just a rumor, but there is a belief that the P.I.F and a report even that the P.I.F are going to invest in Inter Milan. So I would love for Italian teams like Inter Milan to have like a co-ownership model where they have different companies rather than just one company, as I've talked before about, like even entire governments investing in Italian teams, so maybe even the world's billionaires investing in teams like Inter Milan in Italy. And also there could be tax and other such financial incentives. So maybe when companies, if a company invests in an Italian team, maybe they could be given some sort of tax incentive. I'd even love Italian teams to be like the football version of Switzerland, where they can have like where like Switzerland is neutral in wars because it holds different countries' money. Maybe Italian football could be like that with investors, so they get tax incentives and also access to Italian markets. So I'd love for that to happen for all Italian teams. Hopefully that will encourage investors and sponsors to invest in teams like Inter Milan. And number four, I would love for Fortune 500 companies, as well as sovereign wealth funds in the plural, to invest in Italian football, including Inter Milan, of course, and including the world's billionaires as much as possible. Number five, I hope for potential investors, such as I say, like the investors I've talked about, when they invest in it, I suppose a lot of them would be wealthy investors, hopefully, obviously, or co-share owners, which are looking for returns on profits, generally speaking, or that maybe fans could invest or donate to a special bank account, which could be used to reassure fans that the money is going to be reinvested in the team. but I also hope for any investor or sponsor to talk about their 5 to 10 year plans of what they're going to do to develop Inter Milan, including the youth setup and the youth development. Number 6, I would love for Inter Milan and again other Italian teams to have supporters clubs, IMSCs, Inter Milan sports clubs all around the world, so that so people will support Inter Milan, which hopefully will encourage people to buy the merchandise, and it will support the brand and the marketing of the club. Obviously, football clubs nowadays are run like businesses. So if that's the case, obviously it will hopefully raise the share price, which will mean the club will have more money to buy players as well as invest in the academies and things like that. Number 7, on that note, I'd love for also the club to have academies all around the world, including across Africa, Asia, and for indigenous people from Australasia and places like that. Number 8, again, hopefully once some investors invest, hopefully that will encourage more investors to invest in Inter Milan, so that and if there are multiple investors, one of the things about football clubs, which means that business people, when they invest, they look for the profit, but they might not know a huge amount about football. So I think one idea is to use former players or people like that. I think Inter Milan does that quite well with Zanetti, Xavier Zanetti, if I pronounce his name right, from Argentina, who represents Inter Milan. I think having people like that, former players, representing the club, being ambassadors for the club, helping with the training, perhaps even coaching, and things like that, would be a great asset for the club. And as I say, investors, if someone like Elon Musk or Satya Nadella of Microsoft, or other, even Bill Gates or people like that, Steve Ballmer or people like that, invest in Inter Milan, which would be great. Of course, they might not know a huge amount about the football, but they would hopefully know. Hopefully, they'll appoint people who know more about the football side, whereas they do the business side of things. And also, as I say, if many companies and even entire countries and public investment funds, sovereign wealth funds, invest in Inter Milan, hopefully, if there are many of them, then even if some pull out or some pull out their money, or some no longer interested, which has happened to other clubs, obviously other investors will hopefully still stay with the club. So it will mean that with multiple investors, it can mean that the investments are more secure, I think is the easiest way of putting it. And again, I'd love for the club to have its own special bank account, as well as maybe even GoFundMe or crowdfundMe pages generally, where the fans can invest in the club, and maybe even sponsors and general investors, because they can see, especially if the brand goes up in value, hopefully investors, even if they're not into football, but especially season long, or people from Inter Milan families who have supported the club for a long time, hopefully will invest in the club as well. Number 9, again, I'd love to see the club having a 5 to 10 year plan and vision for how it's going to win trophies, including in Europe and internationally. As I say, I'm a fan of Italian football generally, so I would love to see teams like Inter Milan, and dare I say even AC Milan and other Italian teams, Juventus and others, winning trophies on a national scale, international scale, European and even international scale, continental and international. And trying to remember my train of thought again. I'd love to hear from Inter Milan fans generally, although I support Italian football generally, as I say. In this specific video, I'd love to read comments from fans of Italian football, especially Inter Milan itself. And in the future, I'd love to make videos in collaboration, connecting with other fans of Italian football, obviously including Inter Milan. But in my imagination, I'd love to see, as I say, Elon Musk, maybe Microsoft, maybe McDonald's and companies like that begin with M, with my alliterations, or just general investors and international investors, even companies, as I say, that begin with I, and things like that, investing in Inter Milan, and specifically investing in Inter Milan, and hopefully remember my train of thought again. I'm not sure if it's my dyslexia or my age that's making me forget things, but again, another thing is I'd love to see what dyslexic people can contribute to Italian football, as I often say, including Inter Milan. And number 10, I would love to see Inter Milan have academies, especially in Italy itself, to develop young Italian players, as well as developing players internationally, and improve relations between the club itself and the international community. I hope this all made sense, and I'd love to hear what you think. And I am out. Peace and love.